Good evening and salutations, my bold and beautiful fans. You know what? So we're gonna be reviewing, from the hold on. So we're gonna be reviewing, the week of 11th through 15th of Bold and the Beautiful. This is my first one as far as reviewing a whole week. I'm gonna be honest. I may actually go back to weekdays with this show. Um, Y and R is already just going to be like week to week. Um, just because it's a lot easier with this one because it's only about like 18 minutes long, and Y and R is like. So yeah, let's and honestly, tell you the truth, it's not going to go into any particular order. It's just kind of just like more the highlights, the best parts, and stuff like that of this week, and we're gonna go with Eric. Eric, Quinn, Carter, the usual. So, Eric finally realized that this isn't. Well, here's the thing. I don't think he ever actually truly wanted this, but he finally realized that he's had enough of this arrangement. Like, it's just clearly not working for this man. It hasn't been for a long time. And even though he's been trying to um, for her happiness, it's just coming across so much as a cost to him. Between that, the way his family's reacting, it's not a good situation. So he finally tells Eric, he finally tells Quinn to break it off with Carter. And Quinn goes over Carter's house, and as she's about to sit there and break it off, this is when Carter decides to quote unquote shoot his shot. And tries to convince her to just pretty much leave LA and just, go on an adventure with him. Just leave everything behind, leave him behind, and just, move forward. I mean, here's the thing. It was already a crappy situation, the fact that, she was sleeping with another man. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. There's people that do that. They're called swingers or whatever. Yeah, they're called swingers or whatever. But here's the thing. They usually don't actually have feelings involved. And Quinn has feelings for Carter and vice versa. So this is already just a terrible situation. We're just not happy about it too. He pretty much gave Quinn an earful and Carter, and pretty much asked Quinn. Here's the thing with I like what Rich asked Quinn. Listen, yeah, he made it told you to go be with another man for X, Y, and Z, but that was a test. That was a test, and you failed him. You literally could have chosen no and just chosen to stand by him. Regardless of what you said, you could have just said no. And he said the same thing to Carter. And you know what? To be honest, Carter didn't really give an explanation why. He just kept sitting there saying, oh, well, Eric wanted me to do it, and Eric wanted me to do it. And then he has the audacity to sit there and say, I love Quinn and I love Carter. I was like, you love him? I hope any of my friends don't love me enough to decide they're gonna sit there and have sex with my wife because it'll be doing me a favor. Like, what? Cheryl and Deacon. Cheryl and Deacon. First of all, Hope is getting hella blowback from both Brooke and Liam. The thing that really pissed me off is that Liam is not there talking about how, there's people that don't deserve second chances. They've gotten chance after chance after chance. You don't let him sit there and disappoint you again, this, that, and the third. I'm like, bro, how many times do you screw up with Hope? How many times do you screw up with her? I mean, hell. you cheated on her. Well, I mean, honestly, tell you the truth, you cheated on Stephie too. But the point is, He's done a lot of stuff himself. And for him to sit there and start talking about, not giving second chances and people who they are and that's just how it is, it's like, bro, are you kidding me? Are you serious? I mean, you're going way beyond the point of protecting her because now you're coming across as a hypocrite. And you're also basically sitting there saying that she can't make decisions for herself between Liam and Brooke, which is another one. I'm like, Brooke, you need to shut the hell up. You really do. You just need to just stop talking. Especially for somebody who decided to cheat on her own husband with her sister's husband. Like, are you kidding me? Okay, all right, Brooke. Meanwhile, you got Cheryl trying to team up with Deacon. They got this bar. got this bar, and Deacon is just striking out left and right, and drinking heavily. And Cheryl just they're trying to pitch this idea to him, that they'll work better together as far as being with their children and grandchildren than they would apart. Now I'm sitting there thinking, do you think you want to have this conversation with him when he's sober? Because, I mean, people don't always sit there and make the best logical choices when they're, drunk. But she tries to convince him, and honestly, to tell you the truth, this whole convincing thing takes about 2 to 3 days. Which in some ways is why I like doing a weekly review. But at the same time, I feel like I miss little things here and there. So I'm not too sure how long I'm going to go back with this format. Y&R is definitely, I'm going to be doing that. But as far as B&B, I'm not too sure. Because it's only like 18 minutes long. I don't know. I'm still deciding. And also, this new format again is it's a little tricky. Because part of the reason why I like reviewing it daily is because it's still fresh in my head. It's still, I just get off of watching it and I'm just like boom, 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 boom. As opposed to weekly where I'm just sitting there looking at the book like, So it's going to take a bit of an adjustment too. And if you watch my Y&R reviews, it's going to take a bit of adjustment. Once I get it down pat, should be a lot of fun. I don't know how the hell DC Soap Sanctuary actually used to do this. Did Cheryl really use killer bees? I remember Deacon was saying like, you're bad news. I don't, this is a good idea. You kind of take things too far. And he talks about the fact that she used like a killer dog or like, attack dogs or whatever. And that she also used killer bees. Killer bees? Are you kidding me? Okay, killer bees. That's, wow. I don't know what to say about that. Damn, girl. But yeah, it takes about 2.5 days before she can convince him. And this is after he sneaks into the office to go and see Hope. This is, he tried to call Hope, and Hope had to hang up because Liam came in there. And he sneaks in there to go and see her. And he's all like, I've changed. I'm this, I'm that, and the third. And, Liam walks in and acts all like, tough guy, whatever. Like, oh, what are you doing here? You don't belong here. I'm going to call security and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, okay, you're a real tough guy by calling security. Alright, bro. I know exactly how to fix you. Security! Yeah. Real tough guy. Real alpha male right there. But, he does wind up leaving. And once again, he gives her the same speech, the same talk that he's been giving her since the day he's showed up in town. Can't be trusted, blah, 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 blah. Okay, sure. Liam, you are a hypocrite, but whatever. Also, Bill comes back, and he tries to shoot a shot with Katie. And Katie, here's the thing. Katie can't get over the fact that, you know, Bill cheated on her with her sister. You can't get over that. You can't get over that. I think he did something, the latest thing he tried to do was like cover up something from something that Liam did. And, you know, she was all like, oh, you just left him on the side of the road, this, that, and third. And I'm like, listen, that is bad. Don't get me wrong. I'm not defending that. But he wasn't to try and defend, he wasn't to try and look out for his child. You know, Liam the screw up. But that's what he does. But don't, you know, honestly, tell you the truth, all this other stuff is moot because she can't get past what he did. And she feels so free knowing that she doesn't have to wait for the other shoe to drop. Bill makes his pitch, but at this point, I'm like, bro, maybe this is just not meant to happen. And honestly, tell you the truth, the best thing that you could sit there and do for her is to let her go and let her move on. And I'm not gonna lie, that it's easy to sit there and tell somebody else that. Let's put it that way. Let's just put it that way. It's easy to tell somebody else that. It's harder. It's hard as hell to apply that. So when I say that, I don't say that without a bit of pause and in my head, I'm like, bro, are you serious? You really want to say those words? But yeah, she's not ready to forgive him. She's ready at this point to move on. So yeah, dollar bill. So Thomas has a thing for Paris. He's been having it for quite a while now. And you know, this week he decides to give her his apartment because he's supposed to be moving into a new apartment. Now, as he's on the phone with the realtor, which I'm not gonna lie is actually a scumbag, because he has it all set, which honestly, to tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie, maybe he should have probably waited, but he already had her sign the lease to sublet the apartment, and he was planning on moving into this new apartment. So the realtor calls him, and well, at this point you already know, tells him that, well, you know, I sold the house to someone else. He pretty much sold it to one of his friends. And I'm like, bro, that might not have been illegal, but that's just bad business right there. So at this point, Paris is like, you know, why don't you just stay here? Thomas is like, I'll stay here for a little bit until I find my own place. Now, Zendaya comes in there, and, you know, he's all happy that she got a new place and everything like that. He's ready to celebrate. He brings over a plant, because apparently that's what you do when you have somebody move into a new place, you give them a plant. And, anyway, he finds out that Thomas is going to be staying, you know, it's going to be Paris' roommate. And the first thing that comes out of his mouth a little bit, I don't remember exactly the words, but he's like, so you're gonna be staying with my girlfriend? The look on his face after she was like, is that gonna be a problem? He looked at him like, he gave him a double look. Like, I rewound that like twice, because I was like, damn, like he turned around and was like, she was like, are you okay with that? I was like, he just repeated your question. If somebody repeats your question in that tone, they're not okay with it. It doesn't matter what it is. They're not okay with it. I'm just letting you know right now, they're not okay with it. So he says he's fine. She asks him again. He says he's fine. Now, at this point, you know, let's be honest, he went to Marcus' territory, so he starts making out with her. While this guy's in the room, he's like, you know what, I'm just going to sit there and give you your privacy. I'm like, bro. Listen, don't get me wrong. That girl is hot. Oh my goodness, that girl is hot. And you know what? Because I had to sit there and do this review over again, because my other tablet like ran out of power, which I'm just going to throw it out at this point. It's so nice to actually see a woman that has curves being on TV. But what I mean by that is somebody that's, well, more than a B cup. Because apparently they feel like all women just look like Hope or, whatever. I don't know. It's just one of those things where it's like people, when I do my GH reviews or whatever, they always sit there. Some people get at Sam, talking about, oh, she's never too shy to show the girls or whatever. And I'm just like, at the end of the day, let's just forget my whole feelings about this. At the end of the day, you should be proud of your body. No matter what you look like, no matter if you're an A cup or you're a C cup or whatever, you should be proud of your body. And it shouldn't be the stigma of, the only people that's allowed on TV are people that are like an A cup and maybe a B cup. So seeing a woman like Paris on TV, it's like, yo, listen, forget her body for a minute. She brings something to the table. She's a great actor, a great actress, and her character brings a lot to the table. Mind you, yeah, she has a body. She's curvy. But she, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where it's like she should allow to be on TV regardless of, you know, her curvy body. I'm not gonna lie. I know I missed some parts, some minor parts, but I think those are the highlights of it. Let me just double check. Oh, how did I forget about Steph? I was sitting there thinking, I was like, Stephie. Oh wait, Stephie was in this episode. I mean, all she really did was talk about Deacon, and she talked about Cheryl and how she practically tells, Liam that, oh yeah, by the way, you can't have contact with your mother pretty much. And don't get me wrong, and by the way, did Cheryl really actually use killer bees? Like, was that a thing that she actually did? Because that is... killer bees, oh wow. But yeah, all she does is sit there and talk to Ridge about, making sure that Finn is not going to sit there and have any contact with Cheryl. And, Finn wants to have contact with his mother. I know he does, but he's trying to do the right thing and stand by his wife and everything like that. And don't get me wrong, I get the whole presenting a united front. And I'm not saying this woman changed, because clearly, in a lot of these episodes, she was saying, well, I get what I want. When I want something, I get what I want. I'm like, how old is it? I was like, first of all, you're not 10, okay? So that's no longer cute. That's just, like, psychotic at this point. But, I don't know. It's weird, because I'm sitting there thinking, I seriously want to sit there and say, like, maybe if they have limited contact, maybe she can actually meet up with him in the park or whatever. And I get the whole kid situation, because if she doesn't feel comfortable, with her kids around Cheryl, then I completely understand that. But it shouldn't be that much of an issue if she wants to have some contact with Finn. Yeah, I get she did some really terrible things. I don't know how long ago, but she did some really terrible things. But, like, I mean, come on. If it's been X amount of years and she just want to have contact with Finn, then why are you sitting there being all like, oh, well, she's never changed and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, he's a grown-ass man. Why don't you let him make his own decisions? So I don't know. I'm not, I think it's the way that Stephie goes about it. Like, she tells him, like, oh, well, you're not allowed to have contact with her, and that's the end of that. Like, are you his wife or his mother? Or his warden? Like, what is this? Again, there's a fine line between presenting a united front and you practically dictating, telling somebody what they can and can't do. And I'm not a fan of that. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like that's more the highlights, more or less. For the week of 11th, October 11th to October 15th. Like I said, I may go back to doing daily episodes. They will come out late though. And I hope that's actually okay. You know what? Since I actually have, since people are watching this right now, let me know if daily episodes would be better versus weekly episodes. And if it's daily, are you okay with the fact that it'll come out a little bit later? Y&R is still going to be weekly, because that show... That show, and by the way, it's the end of the review. That show, I'm having a bit of issues actually getting into that show fully because it goes at a very snail's pace, and there's times it can be really interesting. Okay, with the whole Victor and old Billy Boy, which I'm not gonna lie, I really did came back just to hear Victor sit there and say old Billy Boy. The Victoria and stuff like that, it's all interesting. But then you have stuff where it's like you have characters that are there that are just like what is your purpose again? I don't like, which I'm gonna get to next when I start to do my Y&R review. And I'm so glad that I'm actually off tomorrow because this one's gonna come out late. Anyway, with that being said, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Let me know what your thoughts are as far as me doing daily reviews and they're coming out a little bit late. With that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe. See you next video.